All right, so last week I found out that Google's AI was telling my customers one thing about my business, while Google's own business listing, same page, 6 inches away, was telling them something completely different. Two different sets of hours. Same search. Same company serving both answers. And here's the part that stings. The wrong one wasn't wrong on purpose. It was doing its best with what my website told it, which was nothing. I'm Bono. I spent 20 years on Wall Street. I run a few small businesses now, and I'm going to show you exactly what I found when I looked at my own operation the way a machine looks at it. Then I'll give you the 4 things to check in yours. I'd bet money at least one of them is wrong. Quick thing before we get into it, because I want to set expectations. This is not a get-rich-quick channel. There's no funnel, no course, no secret. If you came here for a system that makes you 6 figures on the side while you sleep, a lot of people are happy to sell you that, and I'm not one of them. This is a get smarter and more efficient channel. Small stuff that compounds. 20 minutes that saves you a headache in March. Things I'm actually doing in my own business, and I'll tell you when they didn't work. Today's episode is a good example. I'm the one who doesn't look great in it. That's the deal. If that's useful to you, stick around. Something changed in how your customer finds you, and most owners haven't noticed yet. For 20 years, getting found meant getting a human to click your link. Now, more and more, a machine reads about your business and answers the question on your behalf. Somebody asks their phone where to eat, who does emergency HVAC, which dentist takes their insurance, and something in the middle reads, decides, and hands over an answer. The customer never sees your website. They see a summary of it. And here's how fast this is moving. A year ago, 6% of consumers said they used AI tools to find local businesses. This year, 45%, 6 to 45 in 12 months. That's from a survey of 1,000 US customers, not a prediction, a head count. And Google itself is doing the same thing to its own results. An AI-generated answer now sits on top of about 2/3 of local searches, while the old map listings show up on less than half. The summary is becoming the storefront. Shopify's seen it in their register. They told investors that orders coming from AI search grew nearly 13 times year over year. And even after that cooled off, it was still tripling last quarter. That's not a trend line. That's a phase change. So here's the uncomfortable question. That machine is describing your business to a customer right now, today. Where do you think it's getting this information? Let me put this in terms I actually understand. On a trading desk, there's the asset. And then there's the data around the asset. The reference data, the ticker, the terms, the ratings, the identifiers, boring stuff. Nobody's career was built on reference data. But when the reference data is wrong, the asset gets mispriced. Doesn't matter how good it is. The market can't see what it can't read. And nobody calls you up to tell you the reference data is stale. You find out when the trade breaks. Your business has reference data, your hours, your address, your phone number, your prices, what you actually sell, where you'll travel to. And there's a machine-readable version of all of it that you almost certainly never looked at. I never had, so last week I looked. 3 brands, 2 websites, 2 Google listings. Here's what I found. Start with the hours, because it's the one costing me actually money. My website does not list my hours. Not on the home page, not in the footer, not on a contact page, because the contact page returns a 404 while still being linked from the site. Now think about what that means. Every platform out there needs to display my hours. My website, the one source I actually control, doesn't publish them. So the internet does what nature does with a vacuum. It fills it. Depending on where you looked last week, my restaurant closed at 7 or at 9. And which day was wrong depended on which platform you asked. Google's AI had my Sunday hours wrong. My own Instagram bio had my Thursday hours wrong. Said we close at 7. We close at 9 now. That's 2 hours of dinner service every Thursday that a chunk of my followers didn't know existed. And I'm the one who typed that bio. I can't tell you what that cost. I don't have a number, and that's exactly the problem. This is a leak you never see. Nobody drives over, finds you open, and writes a review saying, "I almost didn't come." You just don't get the cover. So here's the universal version. If the hours on your website and the hours on your Google listing and the hours in your Instagram bio aren't the same 3 sentences, you have a problem. Doesn't matter what you sell. Now the part that's genuinely invisible. Underneath every website, there's a layer written for machines, not people. It's called structured data, schema. It's where a site says, in a format software can read without guessing, this is a business, here's the address, here are the coordinates, here's the phone, here are the hours, here's the menu, and here's the price range for a restaurant. My website had none of it. No business type, no address, no hours, nothing. My mobile bar's website did have hours in the schema, and they said 9 to 5, 7 days a week, which describes no events business that has ever existed. That's the answer to the cold open. Google's AI and Google's listing disagreed because I never gave either of them a source of truth to agree on. When you don't state a fact in the form a machine can read, the machine goes and finds it somewhere else. An old directory, a stale listing, a screenshot of a menu. And then it says that answer out loud to your customer with total confidence. While I was down there, I also found out that 4 of my main pages have no headline tag at all. The template strips them, and my homepage description has been running in live Google results with a typo in it. A lowercase letter after a period, sitting there in public, for who knows how long. None of this is exotic, it's plumbing, but nobody looks at plumbing until the ceiling's wet. Third thing, and this one's almost funny, my Google listing has room for a 750 character description of my business. Mine was 35 characters long, 1 sentence. So Google ignored it and wrote its own summary instead. A perfectly bland, perfectly accurate paragraph that mentions sandwiches and modern decor and says nothing about the 14-hour smoke or a 40,000 square foot event yard. That's been the pitch, written by a search engine for years. The mobile bar was worse. Its homepage told Google it was a catering company. It's a bar. We've been aiming at the wrong search term entirely. And there's a capitalization typo in the title live today. Here's the lesson, and it's the whole video in one line. If you don't describe your own business, something else will, and it will do a mediocre job forever. One more thing, and I'm including it because leaving it out would make me a liar. I ran this audit with AI. And the AI got 2 things wrong. It told me my listing was missing categories. It wasn't. They were already there. It told me my business description was missing. It wasn't missing. It was 35 characters long, which looked like missing from the outside. Both claims were confident. Both were wrong. They got caught because a human went and opened the actual profile and looked at it. So let me be really specific about where the line is right now. August 2026, because everybody's either selling you a miracle or telling you it's a toy. Here's what it's genuinely good at. It reads volume. It went through 2 websites every page, the code underneath, and had 30 findings back to me in about 20 minutes. That's a week of my clicking. It's good at pattern matching against a standard. Here's what a business listing is supposed to have. Here's what yours has. Here's the gap. It's good at first drafts of anything boring. The 750 character description I'd been putting off for 4 years took 90 seconds. And it's good at explaining things you don't know yet, at whatever level you ask, without making you feel stupid for asking. Now here's what it is not good at. It cannot verify. It looked at the outside of my Google profile and told me things about the inside, and it was wrong twice, in the same confident voice as the 28 times it was right. It doesn't know your business. It doesn't know that 9 to 5 hours make no sense for an events company because it's never worked at an event. It has no idea what's true today unless you hand it today. And it will absolutely give you a statistic that sounds perfect and traces back to nothing, which is why the numbers in this video are on screen with sources. So the job changed shape, but it didn't go away. The machine does the search, you do the verification. You're the only person in the room who can look at a finding and say, no, that's not right. I know that's not right, because it's your business and you already know the answer. Delegate the search, never delegate the verification. 4 things, 20 minutes, whatever you do for a living. 1, search your own business name signed out on your phone, not your website, your name. Read what comes back like you've never heard of you. Is the summary right? Are the hours right? Is the phone right? 2, compare your hours in 4 places: your website, your Google listing, your Instagram bio, and whichever directory your industry lives on. If any 2 disagree, fix it today. This is the highest dollar 20 minutes in this video. 3, find the facts you've never written down anywhere, machine readable. Prices, service area, what you actually do. If your prices only exist as a photo of a menu, or your service area is a call us, you are invisible to the thing doing the searching. Machines don't call, and they don't read a JPEG. 4, read your own description, the one on your Google listing. If it's short or empty, something else is writing it. Go write 750 characters in your own voice. It takes 5 minutes, and it's the cheapest marketing you will ever do. All right, that's the episode. I've spent months on this channel talking about using AI inside your business. This one flips it, because the machines aren't just a tool you're using anymore. They're standing at your front door, deciding what to tell people about you, and they're working off information most of us have never once checked. I found 4 problems in businesses I've run since 2016 and thought I knew cold. You will find some too. Go look. The search is free and it takes 20 minutes. If you find something broken, tell me in the comments. I'll read them. I'm Bono, real tools, real numbers from somebody actually running the thing. See you next week.